and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited you're here. This is Living in Health, the place where we explore all things related to living a happier, healthier, and more vibrant life. You've heard eggs are the perfect protein. Then you've heard they'll clog your arteries. So what is the actual truth? For decades, eggs have been on a nutritional roller coaster, praised one minute and demonized the next. It's been confusing, to say the least. But today, we're cutting through all the hype. We're going to dive into the latest science, get a real doctor's perspective, and finally figure out the safe daily number of eggs for you. Forget the outdated advice. Let's crack this case once and for all. First, let's talk about the big bad wolf of the egg story, cholesterol. This is where all the fear started. The old thinking went like this: eggs contain a lot of dietary cholesterol. If you eat that cholesterol, your blood cholesterol will shoot up, and that leads to heart disease. It sounds logical, right? But it's a massive oversimplification, and science has moved on. The truth is, for about 70% of the population, the cholesterol you eat has a surprisingly small impact on the cholesterol levels in your blood. So what's the real culprit? For most of us, it's saturated fats and, even worse, trans fats. These have a much bigger effect on your body producing its own cholesterol. Think of it this way: your liver is a cholesterol factory. When you eat more cholesterol, a healthy liver simply says, "Okay, we've got enough coming in," and it scales back its own production. It's a smart, self-regulating system. Now, it is important to mention that there's a group of people, about 30% of us, who are considered hyperresponders. For these individuals, dietary cholesterol does cause a more noticeable rise in their blood cholesterol. But for the majority, the direct link we were all taught to fear just isn't that strong. The panic over the egg yolk was largely a misunderstanding. All right, so if dietary cholesterol isn't the main enemy for most people, what is the safe number of eggs? 1, 3, a dozen? This is where we get to the shocking truth. There is no single magic number that applies to everyone. The safe number of eggs depends entirely on you, your genetics, your lifestyle, and your overall health. Let's break it down. For a generally healthy, active person with no major heart disease risk factors, the news is fantastic. Multiple large-scale studies, some looking at hundreds of thousands of people, have shown that eating 1 to 3 whole eggs per day is not associated with any increased risk of heart disease. In fact, some of this research suggests it might even be beneficial. Eating eggs has been linked to an increase in HDL, which is our good cholesterol. HDL acts like a scavenger, helping to remove the bad LDL cholesterol from your arteries. So for the average person, the fear of eating eggs daily is simply not supported by modern science. But this is where the doctor's perspective becomes absolutely critical. It's not just about the egg, it's about the person eating the egg. If you have type 2 diabetes, for instance, the story changes a bit. Some studies have suggested a link between high egg consumption and increased heart disease risk specifically in this group. While the evidence isn't conclusive, it's enough to warrant caution. Moderation is key, and it's a conversation you must have with your doctor. Similarly, if you have a genetic condition like familial hypercholesterolemia, which causes naturally very high LDL cholesterol, you need to be much more mindful. For you, limiting dietary cholesterol, including from eggs, is a necessary part of managing your health. But the biggest factor of all, your overall diet. Think about it. An egg scrambled with spinach and served with avocado on whole grain toast is a completely different meal than 2 eggs fried in butter, served with bacon, sausage, and white toast. You can't blame the egg for the company it keeps. If you're eating eggs, it's a smart move to reduce saturated fats from other sources throughout your day, like fatty red meats, butter, and highly processed foods. The egg isn't the hero or the villain. It's a character in the larger story of your diet. So far, we've spent all this time defending the egg, but we've barely touched on why you'd want to eat them in the first place. Focusing only on cholesterol misses the big picture because eggs are an absolute nutrient powerhouse. Let's look beyond the yolk's reputation and see what's inside. First, they are packed with high-quality protein. One large egg has about 6 grams of it, Ijarkia complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. This is utpadin for building muscle, repairing tissue, and, importantly, keeping you feeling full and satisfied, which can help with weight management. Then there's choline. This is a vital nutrient that many people, especially pregnant women, are deficient in. Choline is critical for brain health, memory, and liver function. Your brain and nervous system need it to regulate mood and muscle control. Egg yolks are one of the best dietary sources of choline you can find. But that's not all. Eggs are also loaded with 2 powerful antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of these as internal sunglasses for your eyes. They accumulate in your retina and help protect your eyes from harmful blue light and reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration and cataracts. On top of all that, eggs provide you with vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health and immune function, vitamin B12 for energy, and other essential nutrients like selenium and riboflavin. When you look at this complete package, it's clear that eggs offer a huge nutritional bang for your buck. So, let's bring it all together. After debunking the myths and looking at the benefits, what is the practical, doctor's verdict, final answer? How many eggs can you safely eat? The shocking truth is that the answer isn't a single universal number. The secret is personalization. But I can give you some clear, actionable guidelines. For a healthy individual with no major risk factors like diabetes or pre-existing heart disease, eating up to 3 whole eggs per day is perfectly safe and can be a very beneficial part of a balanced diet. Yes, you heard that right, up to 3. For the vast majority of you, that is the green light. However, if you do have pre-existing conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or very high LDL cholesterol, the recommendation androgen. For you, it's wiser to stick to around 1 whole egg per day or up to about 7 per week. And, of course, have a detailed conversation with your doctor to determine what's best for your specific situation. You might also consider using more egg whites, which contain the protein without the cholesterol from the yolk. Finally, here's a golden rule. Think about your weekly average, not just a single day. If you have an omelet with 3 eggs one morning, that's fine. Don't stress about it. Having 2 eggs per day, which averages out to 14 per week, is a great, healthy habit for most. The final takeaway is this. For the majority of people, eggs are a health food, not a hazard. Don't fear them. Instead, learn how to fit them smartly into your own unique health picture. I hope this cleared up a lot of confusion for you. Now I'm curious. How many eggs do you typically eat in a week? Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, give this video a like, and be sure to subscribe for more science-backed health tips that cut through the noise. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.